today. They say it's peace, but the pockets still cry. Yes, the leaders are smiling, the streets are complaining, and the price of bread just flew away. Hey, hey, wake up, Zimbabwe.
Good morning, Zimbabwe. Just when you thought Africa had had enough plot twists, SADC went full soap opera mode. South Africa has officially taken over the SADC chairmanship. Not because it was ready, but because Madagascar's new military landlord decided coups are the new elections. The men barely warmed the chair after politics, protests and pure chaos turned the island into a riot reality show. And like that one friend who always cleans up the mess after the party, Cyril Ramaphosa was handed the broom. Ramaphosa now leads a region on fire, literally. Tanzania's post-election violence has left thousands dead, Madagascar is in ruins, and Zimbabwe's Mnangagwa, who just passed the SADC chair to Pretoria, offered to host a few meetings in Harare. Because when your house is burning, what better time to offer your neighbor conference facilities? And while SADC leaders congratulated each other for condemning violence and promoting peace, it's hard not to notice the irony. The same bloc that watched Tanzania burn is now singing hymns of democracy, advancing industrialization, agricultural transformation, and energy transition, they call it. Nothing to do with the real issues on the ground, citizens' unrest, and the immigration problem caused by Zimbabwe. It sounds nice, but as usual, it's mostly PowerPoint and petrol fumes. Meanwhile, back home, nearly 50,000 school children vanished from classrooms last year, probably to join the great national industry of vending and survival. MP Supermandiwanzira said the country needs 2,000 more schools. What he didn't say is that those 2,000 will probably take 10,000 tenders and 50 committees to approve. Education in Zimbabwe is paid for, and a lot of school children are dropping out, not because of lack of schools. They are dropping out because they cannot afford. Children are walking miles to overcrowded classrooms, while politicians' kids are studying in Canada, learning how to pronounce accountability, something we still can't spell without laughing. And while the children sleep in huts, our police officers are dividing single rooms with curtains like contestants on Big Brother ZRP edition. Minister Kazembe confessed that many officers are still living like university roommates in 1998, except they have guns instead of textbooks. He begged Parliament to prioritize police accommodation, which is fair considering they spend half their lives chasing people selling tomatoes instead of criminals stealing millions. Then in the biggest soap opera of the weekend, Godfrey Tsenengamu, the once fierce critic who once called Mnangagwa corrupt and unfit, suddenly remembered the taste of ZANU PF coffee. After a 6-year Cold War, he walked into State House, called the president forgiving, and was promptly forgiven. Apparently, ED called him Zidzoro, meaning hard-headed, which is rich coming from a man whose government has never admitted a single mistake. Tsenengamu says he's back to help the party grow. Well, that's one way to describe it. Others might call it political recycling. In South Africa, Job Sikhala was arrested after explosives were found in his car. But he says it's all a setup. He claims the bombs were planted, probably by the same people who planted him in Chukurubi for 500 days without trial. His lawyer says Sikhala was in the country for medical treatment, not bomb-making classes. The internet, however, is on fire, with a ZANU PF Twitter celebrating like they've just captured Osama bin Laden. But let's be honest, if Sikhala really wanted to destroy Zimbabwe, he would have just joined the government. Meanwhile, Ibhetshu LikaZulu is fuming. their Secretary General Bulawayo had to deny working with ZANU PF after filing a court case that conveniently mirrors the ruling party's 2030 agenda. He insists they will never work with ZANU PF. Strong words in a country where everyone ends up taking a meeting at State House sooner or later. Let's hope he doesn't catch the Tsenengamu flu. In business, OK Zimbabwe, the once proud retail chain, has reported a catastrophic loss of $25 million. Chairman Ibhetshu LikaZulu says it's because of inflation, exchange rate chaos, and competition from informal traders. Translation: Zimbabweans now prefer buying sugar from the guy on the corner because he doesn't charge management fees. The company is restructuring, but the real question is, can you restructure an economy that's permanently under renovation? And speaking of tragedy, 7 artisanal miners drowned in Silobela after their shaft flooded. The mine's name? Origa 47. Sounds fancy until you realize it's just a hole in the ground with no safety equipment. Zimbabwe's informal miners die quietly, buried under the gold they'll never own, while the elites mine their names into government contracts. Then comes a story that defines moral decay. A Bulawayo mother, high on crystal meth, breastfed her baby to death. The drugs, now spreading faster than unemployment, have turned townships into mobs. And while police chase activists and vendors, meth dealers are doing business like pharmacies. Zimbabwe is slowly becoming a country where parents need rehab before baby formula. On the sports front, ZIFA continues to lose over $500,000 per game playing home matches abroad because our national sports stadium is still under renovation 5 years later. Parliament says the refurb is 65% done, which means it's 65% excuse and 35% stadium. The new target for completion? June 2026. Because in Zimbabwe, next year is always the new deadline. The government calls it a model of accountability. Of course it is. If accountability means spending millions to replace plastic seats while the grass grows like it's on vacation. And for dessert, Warriors captain Knowledge Musona has been fined $6,200 by FIFA for unsporting behavior. That's about the price of a used Honda Fit, or in Zimbabwean terms, 17 months of a civil servant salary. At least Musona already served his one-match ban, proving that even FIFA is faster at justice than our courts. And now to sports. In the Castle Lager PSL, everyone seems allergic to winning. Yada 1, Dynamos 1, Highlanders 1, Manica Diamonds 1, Caps United 0, MWOS 0. It's like the league signed a peace deal. Triangle United gave fans a reason to cheer though, hammering Kwekwe 4-0. In the English Premier League, Tottenham and Manchester United shared the spoils 2-2 because, of course, United can't hold a lead even with divine help. So, ladies and gentlemen, from coups in Madagascar to curtains at ZRP barracks, from meth milk to political makeups, Southern Africa remains the only place where every day feels like a new season of Survivor Democracy Edition. This is Zimwaves TV, where sarcasm meets the state of the nation. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because if we don't laugh, we'll cry. And even that might soon be text.